Yeah, today, y'all. Today, on this beautiful Friday, we are talking about what does it really mean to practice self-care. My name is Anna Stewart. I'm a confidence coach. I coach women how to improve the relationship with themselves and live an intentional life based on their own design. So it's intentional living, life by design, truly improving the relationship with yourself so that you're taking better care of yourself, treating yourself better, talking to yourself better, managing those thoughts, those automatic negative thoughts, and reframing them for more empowering thoughts, really getting in touch with your inner wisdom, your inner truth, and connecting back to yourself, and then going out into the world as a more empowered, confident, securing yourself you so that you can live a life of rest, joy, and fulfillment. So I'm currently accepting clients, currently accepting women in my one-on-one coaching program. And so if you want to register for that, you can click the link in my bio to book a completely free clarity call in which you and I will talk about what is really getting in the way of you being able to be your full, empowered, whole, beautiful self, what kind of mindset blocks that you have, and then how you can move forward and really improve those and be able to take the next step. Hey, Carla. So today we're talking about what it means to improve self-care and or what it really means to practice self-care. And so yes, it absolutely does include bubble baths. And I know people like put like, oh, self-care isn't just bubble baths, but sometimes you need a bubble bath and bubble baths are really enjoyable. But self-care is like literally um, the literal name. It's care of self. So it is our physical health, it's working out, it's eating a variety of foods, it's not putting yourself in dangerous situations, it's keeping yourself safe, but it's also that mental health and those emotional health and kind of really having those boundaries and that really good care around how you treat yourself and what you say to yourself. So, care of yourself is really connecting with yourself and taking the absolute best care of yourself so that you can be the best for you and enjoy your life, but also to be better for other people. So, sometimes that means like really getting in touch and recognizing what stress looks like to you. And so, when you are connected to yourself and taking really good care of yourself, you're going to be able to recognize before you hit burnout so that you can take a step back and adjust and do what you need to do. Like, for example, yesterday, I struggle with depression. And so, yesterday, I had some depression sadness. And I always know when that comes up because it feels very different from regular sadness. Depression sadness for me is much deeper and much more heavy, and like 9 times out of 10, I don't know where it's coming from, and I can't um, manage it or improve it. Like it's just there or whatever. And so, because I had that moment yesterday morning, I decided to. I'm able to understand because I practice self care because I'm connected to myself. I'm able to understand when that comes up, and then I'm able to address that and do what I need best for myself at that time. So for me, that was not going to the gym yesterday morning like I usually do. It was laying in bed for a little bit longer, taking a slower time getting around, spending more time in my prayer corner on my yoga mat, spending more time taking care of myself, and just having a very slow paced morning instead of like get up and go, go, go. So self care is really acknowledging what you need in that moment and then giving that to yourself. And when we don't practice self care, we find ourselves having a lack of energy, a lack of motivation, a lack of being able to follow through on our word, feelings of overwhelm, burnout, like what I talked about before. When you're not practicing self care, you're likely experiencing burnout. When you don't practice self care, you're likely engaging in self sabotaging behaviors that can be oversleeping, it can be lack of sleep, it can be emotional eating, it can be like the frustration you feel when you aren't doing what you want to be able to do, um, that is, sorry, I should put my phone on do not disturb. Um, when we when we when we are when we are not when we are not practicing self care, then we are, um, you know, it's more difficult for us to be able to show up and follow through on our word and do what it is that we say that we're going to do. And so we have like this disconnection from ourselves in which we're not able to connect with ourselves and really be able to, know what we need in that moment and then follow through and actually take care of ourselves fully in that moment. Like you might feel like I can't get in touch with my feelings. I can't get in touch with my thoughts. I feel very distant from myself. I feel struggle with connecting with myself and knowing what I need. That is a red flag that you're not practicing self-care. And then like another really big huge risk of not practicing the self-care is like the physical consequences, and that's like the increased stress in which you feel it in your body. And so that's, feeling physically drained and physically, uneasy and having like stress and tension and weight and burden on you, and from like a physical aspect. So the cost of self-care is like really ripping us from the quality of our lives, and it really rips us from being able to, enjoy and have longevity and be able to pursue the things that we want to do. So when we don't have self-care, like that's the basis, that's the foundation of what we need, and everything else builds upon that. The goals you have, the dreams you have, how you show up, how you take care of others, how you take care of yourself, like all of that stuff is built on self-care. That's our foundation. We have to start there. And so many times, like, we think that it's a luxury, like it's an afterthought, when really we need to shift how we look at it and realize that it is the necessity that is at the basis of the requirement in order to move from existing and surviving into thriving mode. Thanks, Carla. I love self care as well. I love that. So that is what I have for today. If you are struggling with self care, if you know that you are facing burnout, if you know that you are struggling with following through with your word, if you are feeling overwhelmed and frustrated and exhausted and engaging in self sabotaging behaviors, that is a sign that you need to work on your self care. And that is exactly what we do in the Heart Centered Woman Confidence Club. So I highly encourage you to book a free clarity call at the link in my profile. And I will catch y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow we are talking about acceptance. Ooh, when things don't go our way and we have to accept it, that's a tough pill to swallow. And so we'll talk about that tomorrow. So I'll catch y'all then. All right. Bye. See you later, Instagram.